Hello friend, today in this class we'll see how we can create class and how we can create method inside that class and how we can call this class from anonymous window and we can pass the parameter to this method. Okay. Also we'll see how we can set the return type of this method. Okay. So let's start this class. So I have already opened developer console. So okay. So here to create a class simply you need to come to file, then new, then apex class. Okay, here you need to enter your class name. Okay, so I am just keeping here my first apex class. Okay, here one thing you need to keep in mind that you cannot add space in between name. Okay, if you want to make some extra gap, just simply give a underscore. Okay, as of now I'm just keeping my first apex class. Okay, so here my class is created. Okay, so here inside this class I'll create a method here. Okay, that is method. Okay, so I'll create a public method. I'll make it static. Okay, as of now it's void. Okay, what's void mean I'll explain one by one. Okay, now this is the method name. So in method now what we'll do first, we'll do some calculation. Okay, so to do calculation. Okay, now see here, this class is not saved here, so it is showing a star mark. Okay, now I'm just clicking Control plus S, or simply you can come here file, then Control S. Okay, so save. So now this star mark is removed, means this class is saved. Okay, so here as of now you can see this is a public method. Okay, so you can call from an inverse window and from other classes as well. Okay, now this is a static, so no need to create an instance of this class. We can directly call this method by class name dot the method name. Okay, now see this is a void, so it will not return anything. Okay, so inside this method you can see we are not returning anything, still this class is saved. Okay, just assume here we are keeping string, and if we try to save this, it will not save since it's a type of string, so we need to return some data. Okay, you can see the error message here, missing return statement, right? It required a return type of string, so here once I'll return something. Okay, it will save. I need to return the string here. Okay, so it's save here, it's saving. Okay, so it's saved now. Okay, so as of now we'll not return anything, we'll just keep it void. Okay, so in the last class we have created a calculator, right? So same code I'll copy and paste inside the method. Okay, okay, so see, in case if this alignment is not proper, what you need to do is simply control and select all. Okay, then press shift plus tab. Okay, if any code is not aligned, it will automatically align. Okay, so let me save this class. Okay, so here you can see in the last video what he did. We have created this map to set this formula, and this is the another map where user is giving the value and what to calculate, right? So here see, we need to create two parameter which will hold these two values. One is value and another is what to calculate. And here you can see both are what? String. So here what we'll do, we'll create two parameter of type of string. Okay, string here value. Okay, this is for first one and this is for second one. Second is also what? String. So we'll keep here string, then this will be to calculate. Okay, fine. Now what we'll do, we'll replace these two values with the variables which we have created as a parameter here. Okay, now let's save this. Okay, fine. So now what we did is simply it was hard coded here. So instead of hard code, what we did, we just take this value from the parameter and we are doing our calculation in this method. Okay, so in last video I have just created for three formula and I have asked to create rest of the formulas, right? So now what we'll do, I'll call this class from anonymous window. So let me open anonymous window. Okay, now see, This is my class name, fine. And here, what to calculate, fine. Now see, this is the class name I have mentioned here, then dot that method, which method you want to call here, right? And this method is expecting two variable of string type, correct? So here you need to pass the same values what we are doing hard coded, right? So I just keep 6 colon 5, then what to calculate. So I am just passing area of rectangle, fine. Let me execute this. So now see here, this is 30. So what you have calculated area rectangle. So 5 into 3 is 30. 6 into 3 is sorry 6 into 5 we have passed, right? 6 into 5 is 30. So the result is fine. Now see if you want to calculate something else. Okay. So we have do our calculation for this formula as well here. Let me see. So see it is here. Okay. So we can calculate this as well. So let me pass this. Sorry, not rectangle. I will calculate the perimeter of this. Okay, execute this. Now debug only. So we got the perimeter also, right? Now here you can see we are getting result, right? Just assume you don't want that result and you want whatever user is calculating. So simply what you need to do is this is passing what to calculate. So just copy this variable. Instead of result you remove and paste that to calculate. Okay, then what will happen, to calculate, then this string, then result, fine. Now let me execute again the same thing. Okay, so see here perimeter of rectangle equals to 22. Okay, now just assume we are calling this method two times. Okay, one is for perimeter, one is for area. Okay, so what will happen, first line will call this time, this means this class will call two times. Okay, from this, so first line it will do the perimeter calculation of perimeter, and the second line it will calculate for area. So simply you need to select these two line and we need to execute this code. Okay, now see, we got perimeter of rectangle is 22 and area of rectangle is 30. Fine. Now see, here what we are doing, we are not returning any data here, correct? It's void. So what we'll do, instead of debugging here, we'll return this value. Okay. So here what we'll do, say result is what? Result here, result is decimal, correct? So we'll keep here decimal. Fine. Now what we'll do, we'll simply return this. Okay. Return result. Fine. Okay. Now what we'll do, see simply if we'll do debug, it will not show anything because our system.debug is commented out. Okay, so it will not show anything, but our calculation is fine. Okay, so see it's not showing anything. Just assume you want to store in a particular variable, right? Whatever this particular method is returning. So for that you need to do one thing. What it is returning, it is returning type of decimal. So just create a decimal variable. Okay, you can keep anything here. So I'm just keeping result here. Okay, and you need to call the same thing, right? Now what will happen, whatever this method is returning, it will store in this particular variable. Now what we'll do, instead of debugging here, we'll debug in anonymous window. Okay, so here to calculate we don't have, so we need to remove this. Okay, and here we'll just keep this result equal to this. Okay, now let's select this two line and execute. So you can see now we got the result is 30. So this particular line came from this anonymous window. Okay, now what we'll do, now we have done our calculation based on our last code, right? What we'll do now, I'll create a second method to calculate the area of rectangle or area of perimeter directly inside a separate method. Okay, so for that what I will do, so see this, from this drop down you can entirely close this method. Okay, so we'll create another method here. Okay, so for that what you need to do is same thing, public static As of now, I'll just create void. Then to calculate rectangle. Okay, this is only for rectangle I'm creating. Okay. Now see, for rectangle, what we need? We need length, width, and what to calculate, right? So here, length width will take as a integer value. Okay, and width is also integer type. Okay, then what to calculate means user will put here what they need, area or perimeter. Okay, that will be a type of what, string. So we'll keep here string. Now to calculate. Okay, now here see, this will have either area or parameter, right? So here we'll check if this calculate to calculate equals to area, then we'll keep the area formula here. Okay, simply I'm just copy pasting so that it will reduce our time. Okay, let me do here. So result I'm keeping here integer. Okay, result equals to nothing as of now, it is undefined. Fine. So this is result. Now what we'll do, result equals to area. Here if this to calculate equals to area, then we need to mention this formula, correct? Assign this particular formula, that is length into width. Fine. Now if this is not area, then calculate the parameter. So something simply we'll do here else. Okay, then result equals to 2 into length plus width, right? So it will be length plus width. Fine. So we have two formula now. Now we'll get the integer value directly from this length variable and width from this integer variable, and to calculate what to calculate we'll get simply from here. Okay. Seems really is missing here. Okay. Now see, as of now we are not returning this method, or we are not debugging it, right? So we'll not get what is calculated, right? So here we'll do one thing, we'll simply debug this inside this method. Okay, so here to calculate plus, okay, then this will be our result. Right? Now from this class we want to call this particular method, right? So for that what we need to do is we need to call this class name first dot, then see here to calculate this particular method. Okay, now this method is expecting what, total three variables, correct? First is integer, second is also integer, and third is what to calculate. So that is, just assume we want to calculate the area. Fine. Now just simply copy this and execute this. So we got the result here, right? So area equals to 30. In case if we are not passing area, if we are passing parameter, then it will calculate the perimeter of the rectangle. Okay. Now here you can see this is perimeter of rectangle. Okay. So now here what you can do is you can do this separate method for separate calculation. Okay. Thank you friends.